welcome back everybody. This is Let My Love Open the Door by Townshend, taken from the acoustic one that he does on Jules Verne or something or other, like a European show. Seemed pretty cool though, and I really like this version because it highlights just him and the his acoustic guitar. So what I've done is I've kind of simplified it to where I'm not trying to nitpick every single strum and every single exact chord change, but give you the essence of it and give you the chords that he's using. So first things first, you're going to need a capo, and that's what this is here. It's a little clamp, and you are going to want to clamp it onto your 3rd fret. And as you do that, actually, make sure that you, if you need help and you find that your guitar goes out of tune as you try to clamp it, is make sure that the front of the capo, the part that's actually going over the strings, is level on the strings as you release the pressure onto the neck, and that'll help. If you do it the other way around and you find that you're clamping kind of down, or if you have the kind that comes underneath clamping up, it can actually squeeze the strings and make them sharp, and then you won't be in tune. So that's just a little tip to get it on there nice and clean. So okay, so let's do riff number 1 now. So this is your verse music, really. There's 3 little shapes, and you're gonna have your open A string pedaling underneath all of them. So the first shape is like this, and it's basically for you guys who know how to play an F chord, little F chord down here. It would be here, but for simplicity's sake, little F chord here. Just these 3 notes, and you're scooting it up to the 8th fret. So you should have those notes. And we're not playing the top string at all for this whole riff, so it's very cool in that respect. So those 3 notes, where you're doing 3rd finger 10th fret, middle finger 9th fret, 1st finger 8th fret, little staircase, and open A string. And really important for rhythm's sake is you're gonna need to be able to get your thumb over the top and actually mute this low E string. In fact, you see a lot of that in the video where he's just got this kind of like a talon grip where he's just coming over the top for everything. This is not the easiest song. I just really dig it, and it's good practice either way to get these shapes. So that is your chord, and so as you strum through, you're going to want to strive to get that muted and that muted, top and bottom strings, and a nice closed, comfortable grip. That's the hardest part, to be honest, is just getting the grip right to where you can strum through and get your open A and have your chord and start to move through the shapes. So that's your first shape. It's just a little A triad with an A string on the bass. Now what you're going to do is you're going to move down 1 fret, and you're going to flip-flop your middle finger and your 1st finger, so they trade strings. That's the easiest way to think of this next shape. So what it is, it's a little E triad up top, A string in the bass. It's a very simple move if you think of it that way. And getting the document at walkerguitar.com is going to help you a lot too, so make sure to get that and print it out or follow along at home. So that's your E over A, then you're going to scoot down a whole step, same thing. So I'm doing the exact same shape now. It's a D triad over the A bass note, so technically still a D chord, and then you just walk back. So that's riff number 1's pieces. It's so work that a little bit and see about getting your grip comfortable. I think there's a really big challenge for the 3rd finger here as you start to walk down and back, to have that 3rd finger not lean over and muffle the 3rd string underneath it. And the fact that he's written this with that A string on the bottom of it all just really kind of, I don't know, it just helps push it along. It sounds really cool to pedal that note. So rhythmically now it's going to sound like this. So this is the step once you're comfortable with the shapes. So it goes. Now I've approximated this in the document just for simplicity's sake, what you want to do is keep your hand moving all the time and be aware of when you change chords, whether you change on a down strum or you change on an up strum. That's the most valuable part of all this. And all the little strums in between kind of work themselves out. You just need to move at the right time. So let's see. So you're moving from the first to the second on a down strum, from that A to the E shape, the second shape. Now as you scoot to the D shape, the lowest of the three, that's an up strum. You move there on an up strum, so take note of that. And as you move back, you also move on an up strum. So it's down, down, up. Sorry, and another up. Lots of ups on the D. Pete Townshend is a very accomplished rhythm guitarist, as you can tell just by watching the video. He's got excellent control, very, very good time, good sense of keeping on that grid that we've been talking about, of just strumming up and down really quickly. And he fluctuates over and over. He actually changes the times that he moves between these chords. So I have just approximated it for you. And just go through and do your best to imitate it and try to make it feel good. So I'll do a couple passes for you. Not the easiest thing in the world, but really, really great guitar player value just from these shapes and how they relate. It's also the intro to Crazy Train. You know, it's the same tricks. Lots and lots and lots of guys use these tricks. So let's move on to part B now. This is the chorus, Let My Love Open the Door. This, also very tricky, maybe even the trickiest one of all of them, is a little minor bar shape. And the way that we're going to have to do this is bar your first finger over the top three strings. To be honest, I kind of leave out the first one. It's just sounds feels a little better to me. But especially the second, third strings. Third finger's got 2 frets up from your first finger. So in this case, we're actually at 7. First finger's anchored over the 5th fret on all of this stuff. So first finger's at 5, and then the third finger is at the 7th fret on the 4th string. Should be getting that stuff. Thumb comes over and grabs the bass. All of a sudden life just got hard. So it's actually, you need pretty big hands. He's got big hands to do this. Mine are average, if not even a little smaller than average. And I've always found playing bass notes with the thumb is kind of tricky, but I think just about anyone can do it with a little bit of practice. A lot of it is just finding that final 2% of your hand grip on maybe tipping this way or something. So you guys can do it. So that's what you're looking for. Now the 5th string is muted. It's actually muted by the way you sandwich it with the thumb and the 3rd finger. For me, it's more about the 3rd finger actually kind of leaning up into it as I play the note I'm supposed to play. That's the idea. If you need to, for now, just leave out that string completely. Just have your thumb rest on it and don't fret the note. It'll still sound good. But all in all, you're trying to get that. Personally, I leave out the high string. So that's your first chord. Second chord is an E major. There you go, see? Nice break. F sharp, E major. Next chord is a D sus2 with an A in the bass, or really just a D sus2, however you want to look at that. Know what it is? It's a D major chord that you guys all know. Lift off your middle finger and have that string ring openly, and I have my thumb rolled over the top again just to mute that low E string, and I play the 5th string now. So that's my chord. So it goes F sharp, E, D sus2. They both move on, the F sharp and the D move on downbeats, down strums, and the D sus2 is actually going to be caught on an up strum, so take note of that. Don't nitpick the rhythm too much, but get the chord shapes, and then when you're ready, try to throw them in at the right time. Try to make the changes. Let's move to riff 3 now. Now this is the bridge section, so it sounds like this. Starts on an F sharp, and you can strum it if you like. He strums it with the same approximated rhythm in the clip. In the original, he's just letting the chords ring out, so I decided to just let them ring out for simplicity on your your tab document. You can strum if you want, but it's an F sharp, then you switch to a B minor, just a stock B minor shape, nice bar, no low string, then it's an E sus4, oh wait, no it's not, sorry, it's a G without the 5th string. See, even as teachers make mistakes. So it's a G without the 5th string, and then a D, and then it goes to an E sus4 and an E. So one more pass on that. It's an F sharp, 2, 3, 4, B minor, 2, 3, 4. Your bar is cut between the G and the D, so it's 1, 2, make the move, 3, 4. You can have the A string in there if you like, and then basically an E with your pinky down on the same string as your first finger. That's your E sus4, and then resolving downwards into your E. So if you add a little rhythm behind it, so those are your pieces. I would say at least moderately complex from a rhythm guitarist standpoint, but very, very cool riff in my opinion. I really just dig the use of triads. I like the capo, I like the key he put it in, and I like the challenge and just being able to move back and forth through it, and always trying to pedal that A note really clean on the bottom end. It's very tricky to get that. And also the thumb, the use of the thumb on the bass of the F sharp chord, strumming evenly over all the strings and trying to get a uniform sound. There's lots and lots of challenges, so just take it at whatever level you can. I mean, step one's obviously learning the chords and being able to strum through and kind of emulate. And, you know, take it in levels. You know, when you're ready, then try to strum more like he's strumming it in the video. If you want, you can even add the little pickups or the tick-a-doo, you know, that's kind of a flick of the wrist sort of thing. Sometimes you probably caught me actually sliding the whole shape up. I would say if you can do it, great. If not, don't trip on it, because it's pretty hard to do that. It just sounds right in my head for some reason, so I was kind of, you know, doing myself the favor of being musical. But anyway, so those are your pieces, and hope you enjoy it. Send your request to Walker Guitar and walkerguitar.com, and I will see you guys all soon. So take it easy.